You see the headlines every February. They're designed to do one thing, make you feel like you aren't spending enough. The latest one says the average person is dropping nearly $200 on Valentine's Day. But what if I told you that number is a lie? Not a typo, but a carefully crafted piece of marketing pushed by retailers to make you feel like you're falling behind. The truth is, most people are spending way less. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on who's really spending that kind of cash and how you can create $1 million memory on a totally normal budget. So, where does this magical $200 figure even come from? Every year, the National Retail Federation surveys people about their spending plans. For 2026, they project a record $29.1 billion in total spending, with the average person budgeting about $199.78. But here's the thing about the word average. It can be incredibly misleading. In fact, I'm taking a data mining class at college, and I actually just took a midterm a couple days ago where one of the concepts was the trimmed mean. It's a way to get a more accurate average by chopping off the extreme outliers on the high and low end. Because if you have 9 people in a room who each spent $50 on a nice dinner, and then one person walks in who dropped $1,550 on a diamond necklace, the average spent is suddenly $200. Does that really reflect what most people did? Of course not. And that's exactly what's happening here. The growth in Valentine's spending isn't coming from everyone equally. It's being driven by middle and high-income shoppers spending big on expensive items. The top categories for total spending are jewelry, at a whopping $7 billion, and evenings out, at $6.3 billion. So, a small group of big spenders is skewing the entire average, making everyone else feel inadequate. In fact, another survey found the average spend on just a partner is much lower, around $87. It's not just high-income shoppers either. The very idea of Valentine's Day has expanded. It's no longer just for your significant other. People are now buying gifts for family, friends, co-workers, and, get this, their pets. A record 35% of consumers plan to buy gifts for their pets, expected to total $2.1 billion. When you start adding gifts for friends, $2.4 billion, sir, and even classmates and teachers, $2.2 billion, you can see how that overall total balloons to a scary $29.1 billion. This creates a perfect storm of social pressure. Retailers and the media blast these huge, intimidating numbers because, well, it works. It creates a sense of urgency and inadequacy. You see the headlines, you see the store displays, and you can't help but wonder, am I doing enough? This pressure is made even worse by real-world inflation. The cost of classic gifts has gone through the roof. We've seen chocolate prices surge, with some reports noting costs have jumped over 70% since 2021, and a simple dozen roses can cost a fortune because of demand, tariffs, and even bad weather, with prices in some cities topping $100. This makes you feel like you have to spend more just to get the same thing you bought a few years ago. But you don't have to play that game. Before we get into how to beat the system, I want to hear from you. What's the most ridiculous, overpriced Valentine's Day thing you've ever seen? Drop it in the comments below, and let's all have a laugh at the madness. And if you're tired of the consumer pressure, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The best way to win Valentine's Day is to completely reject the idea that money equals love. It's about creating a memorable experience, and that has absolutely nothing to do with a price tag. In fact, a recent survey found that 61% of people said their ideal gift is simply a romantic dinner. But here's where it gets interesting. While 61% of people want that romantic dinner, only 39% are actually planning to go to a restaurant for an evening out. This gap proves people are tired of the traditional, overpriced night out and are looking for better alternatives. Let's call that 22% difference the frustration index. It's all the people who want a great meal but are being priced out or are simply fed up with crowded, expensive restaurants. So how do you do it? First, get smart with your flowers. Instead of pricey red roses, go for red tulips or another beautiful flower that can be up to a third of the price. Second, rethink the classic dinner out. Instead of joining the 39% hitting a crowded restaurant, join the millions who are planning a special meal at home. Cook their favorite dish. Or better yet, make something together. It's more personal, more intimate, and it won't cost you a week's worth of groceries. Third, focus on experiences, not things. An experience creates a memory that lasts, while a material gift can fade. One survey found 57% of people would rather receive an experience like a trip or concert than a physical item. Plan a sunset picnic or a night of stargazing. Have a themed movie night with all their favorite snacks. Or create a DIY spa night at home. These are the things that show real thought and effort. At the end of the day, you have a choice. You can let a manipulated statistic in a headline make you feel broke, or you can define the holiday on your own terms. True romance is found in shared moments and thoughtful gestures, not on a receipt. So this year, ditch the pressure. It's more than okay to opt out of the commercialism and focus on what actually matters. Authentic connection. The $200 Valentine's Day is a lie, but the value of making someone feel loved, that's as real as it gets.